Good evening, everybody. Mark Rosengarten here for Shoot, the little video series where you get to come along with me on one of my photography expeditions. Today is February the 21st. It's a Friday. I went up to Bear Mountain after work today, and the road that I like to go to was closed, so that wasn't fun. So I'm headed up to New Paltz. There's a potential for a significantly awesome sunset for tonight. The clouds are very patchy, the sun is beautiful. So I'm gonna head up north and see what's the what. And welcome along with me. So I headed up and onto Route 32, and I took a look north towards New Paltz, and well, there's no clouds up there. And if there's no clouds, there's really no sunset. So what I'm gonna do instead is head down to Chadwick Lake and see if the waters are calm, and if the waters are calm, then I'll take a photo from there. It's a nice place. Chadwick Lake's a little town park here in Newburgh. It's funny how quickly we moved past peak here. Just a week ago, most of these trees were still green, and now they've lost most of their leaves. It was a very quick transition. But down by the lake, there should still be enough leaves. And if I have time, then I'm gonna run across the river to Long Dock Park and shoot over there. So, on to Chadwick. Well, we're here at Chadwick Lake. Here's the playground, and we're headed off to the edge of the lake. And when we get there, we'll see what kind of reflections we have in the water. Ho, 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 ho. Hello, gorgeous. Wow. All right, I am going to shoot at aperture priority at f8, catch near and far, ISO of 200 with my 18 to 55 millimeter lens. I'm actually going to step out here. This is usually underwater here, but we've been having a serious drought situation here in upstate New York, so I can actually stand partway out in the lake. Oh my God, this is amazing. So I had to switch over to the 10 to 24 wide angle lens here, and the reason is that the scope of these reflections is just so massive that to try to just get it in, even at a 16 millimeter, which is 24 millimeter equivalent in 35, is just ridiculous. 10 millimeters gives me 15 millimeter equivalent, which is just crazy. So that's why I'm sticking with this lens here. It's also image stabilized, and I didn't want to set up a tripod here. I didn't bring one. I just kind of ran out here not expecting this. Didn't expect to see it so crystal clear. But, all right, I'm gonna get back to shooting. Okay, I've left that area, and now I'm heading towards my other lookout. Chadwick Lake closes at 6 o'clock, and sunset is at 6:05. So I'm a little bit robbed of getting the best shots from here. So I'm gonna have to get these shots very quickly if I'm gonna run over to the other park. In fact, I'm thinking maybe I can't even do that because, oh man, because the traffic just might be too bad. Let's take a look and see what we have down here. Negotiate the routes. Oh yeah, yeah, this is lovely down here. And again, the lake is really low. This is typically all in water here. I've never actually seen it this low. I mean, I photograph this rock all the time, and I photograph it from over there because the water line's up to here. I've never seen this rock out of the water before. But it before. But it will make for some pretty good low-angle shots here with the rocks in the foreground. Oh yeah. I love this park. I come here every opportunity I get. There's a 4-mile trail that goes around it that's absolutely beautiful. It's too late to even attempt going around it now because we're really, what are we now, about 5:30 or so. So if I'm gonna catch the sunset any kind of color, I'm gonna have to haul off to the west by just a little bit. I'm still not sure what I'm gonna do, but whatever I'm gonna do, I better hurry. So I've come here to just outside of Marlborough. There's a nice little barn here with a view into an apple orchard looking east. And I'm seeing in the distance there's some nice color in the clouds, but it's going to take an awful lot to make this happen here. I'm telling you, I think there's some low clouds off to our west that's going to impinge on our sunset. But you never know from moment to moment how the light's going to play out. So I'm going to give this a shot. There's my little Fuji camera. Here's the barn over here, and this is what I'm talking about. Look in the distance. All right, you got some nice color back there, but where we are, very little to nothing. And compositionally, this isn't anything to scream home about. So I'm going to move a little forward here and see what there is to see. I've shot this at sunrise, and it's been pretty nice. The only thing is that pond over there is pretty much gone. That is a gone pond. Huh. Yeah, it doesn't look like we're going to get anything out of this sunset. And if we take a look back over, I mean, there is nothing. The clouds are traveling mostly from south to north, but they have an easterly component to them as the next system pushes through. And if we were about maybe 30 miles west of here, we might have a nice view, but even then, maybe not. And the reason is because those lower clouds there might obscure those upper clouds from view if you were any closer. So I'm just going to wait and see if we get any color here, because you have to wait. You can't just take a look at the color and say, there's nothing here, because as soon as you leave, that's when all heck breaks loose. So I'm just going to hang out here for a while and see what happens. So this is the Fuji remote cable. It's basically a USB mini cable that's attached to this remote. And so I've got to plug it in over here, and that is just seriously, I mean, it's not that bad, but when you're trying to do this one-handed, hang on, there we go. When you're trying to do this one-handed, it doesn't work. And secondly, when you're trying to do it in the dark, it's not great. Now there's other plugs here that I could use, like that remote cable plug. I think that's for the remote there, right? Let's see, is that for the remote? I can't even read it. But anyway, so this is the Fuji X-T2. This is a great little camera right here. And just to give you an idea of what we're seeing, I'll give you a peek through the viewfinder here. So as you can see, on the lower right, you have this, like right over in here, you have the depth of field indicator, so I can adjust the manual focus, you know, near or far, and it's got focus peaking. Well, that was a complete bust. Sorry that the video ended so abruptly. I actually, as I was recording that, I got a phone call, and that put an end to the video. Anyway, what you were seeing there was the focal distance indicator, so that I use basically just manual focus now, because between that and focus peaking, unless I've got a fast-moving subject, I don't need autofocus. With my landscape shots, I tend to take my time. You know, I set up and I take my time with the shot. So manual focus, this way I get exactly the depth of field that I want. And that hyperfocal indicator on the bottom of that screen there is just absolutely amazing. And in my next video, when I go out next, I'll make sure that I go over all the features of that the electronic viewfinder, so that you can see exactly what's going on. It's a great camera. I tell you, I just love this Fuji. I also have, where'd you go? I also have this little cutie right here. This is the Fuji X70. It's got a fixed 28mm lens on it. Actually, it's a 18mm lens, but this is actually it's an APS-C sensor. I mean, you got this tiny little camera. It's got a crop sensor on it, and it's the same sensor. It's in the XT1, which I also have in the drawer there. Plus, selfie time. Although I'm using my phone for this because it's just a lot easier for me to transfer the files. So I'm going to probably bring this to the city with me tomorrow. I'm going to go to the Photo Plus Expo. And maybe we'll take some videos from down there too and put that up as well. So I got some things to do, so enjoy these wonderful photos, and I will catch you next time. Bye.